So we want to begin with complex numbers, right? So we'll do this, let's do this a long way, not the calculator, we're using the quadratic formula, right? So let's see if we can solve something like this. Let's see if we can solve 3x squared plus 2x plus 5. Let's see if we can solve that. 3x squared plus 2x plus 5. For those who don't remember, I'll write the formula here for you later. Minus b plus and minus the square root of b squared. Right, we're doing it a long way, right? We're doing this a long way. It's a what I say what apply, not apply. We'll just start September. Right, so plug it in. Let's see what will happen. Really long, right? No calculator. Right, inside here, you'll recognize the problem. Inside here, how much you got here? Minus what? Minus 56. Inside here, b squared minus 4ac. Wait, I'm back now. Oh, we shall do that. I'll start. Yeah, but I got up minus 56. Yeah, all over 2 by a, which is 6. Everybody okay with that? Right. So the problem now is that if this goes to calculator initially, you can't work it out. So in order to handle things like this, what we'll do is something like this. X is equal to minus 2 plus and minus the square root of 56 by the square root of minus 1. So we're separating the minus 1 and the 56. So we'll get something like this. And then we're going to introduce, right? So here we introduce something called I. I is the square root of -1, right? So when you look at the calculator, if you put this in the calculator, you'll I as a solution, and so that I replaces the -1 and allows us to work like normal, right? So that will be x is equal to -2 plus or minus the square root of 56i all over 6. That's the final answer, or you can write it like this. -2 on 6 plus or minus root 56 on 6i. Okay, so once you see that I, we have, right, we now have a complex number. Right, we have a complex number of the form, we write complex numbers like this. Z, it has an X and a Y. Right? Watch here. Complex numbers have an X and a Y part. This part here, we call that part the real part, and we call this part here the imaginary part. Huh? Yeah. So you say no writing, you can probably use that in the Okay, so what we're introducing now is this square root, is this root of -1, which we call I. Right, I'll break up. Good up. Right, I'll break up from now on, right? And it's 13, sorry. Right, so I want you to know that, right? Remember, I is the square root of -1, right? So what do you think I squared is? 1 minus 1. -1, right? What do you think I cube is? Think about it. What do you think I cube is? Root minus root 1. All right, think about it. I'm giving you a little. Go ahead. So we can figure out each one of them. Yeah. Right, try to write what was I cube, I4, I5. Yeah, so I cube is what? I cube is -1. So remember, I cube is I by I squared. Correct? And I squared is -1. So is it minus I? Yeah? Right? I squared is -1. So -1 by I is minus I. Right? What's I4? 1. Very good. I4 is 1. I squared by I squared. I squared by I squared. Right? I to the 4th is I squared by I squared, which is what? What is I5? I. Very good. Okay, I. Right. This is the number one. This is the number one. This is the number. Okay. So that is your intro into this thing here. As I said, every complex number can be real or imaginary, right? It's in that form. Are you okay with that? So now, suppose I give you something like this. Let's say we have two complex numbers. I gave you a complex number, Z1, 4 plus 2i. Seeing the imaginary and the real part, right? Nice. And I gave you a complex number, Z2, 3 minus 2i. Seeing the real, imaginary, yeah? And now, you'll see here, what do you think Z1 plus Z2 will be? Suppose I gave you two complex numbers, and I said to add them. What you would do? The two I know, I got that. What is normally do if you have x plus y and things? What you do? Group like terms, right? So can I group the real parts? So I will get 4 plus 3 plus 2 minus 2i. So yeah, technically they will cancel off after that. So you'll end up with 12. See enough? Yeah, I'll get it after, right? You will get 4 plus 3 is 7. 2i minus 2i is 0. Right? So the numbers 7 and this cancel. One line I know how to squeeze it in here, sorry. Right? So it simply means 4 plus 3 is 7. Positive 2i minus 2i is 0. Alright? So there's no imaginary here. You recognize that? There's no imaginary. There's only a real part. Right? So see if you can figure out this seminar. See if you can figure out Z1 minus Z2. Right, online, see if we can figure out Z1 minus Z2. Let's see what you get. Yep. Work out this here, please. Z1 minus Z2. Alright, ready? Right, so what we're gonna end up with? We will end up with 4 minus 3 plus 2y minus 2y. 4 minus 3, 2y minus 2y. So you will get 1 plus 4y. 1 plus 4y. You're minusing the real and minusing the imaginary. Yeah, let me hear.
Why that's not minus? Yeah, why that's not minus?
Where?
Um,
Yeah?
yes, everything.
Well, think, no, you're minusing this. Right? The plus sign and whatever sign you have here. That's how you get. Right? So you're minusing here, you're minusing the real, but you can just sit like this. You're minusing the real and you're minusing the imaginary. Okay? So this plus sign don't mean anything like that. It don't mean if you're adding or minusing. The signs in here are important. So the real, you're minusing the real and you're minusing the imaginary. On and right in small cell. Or look at see now. Online. You can see. Yeah. Right. So you all remember. I'll go bigger, right? You all remember if you have 2 plus root 5 and you had to rationalize, what you used to do? Right. You remember what conjugate meant then? Change the sign of the third, right? So same thing here. Conjugate for complex number simply means they keep the real part the same, okay? And you change the sign of the imaginary part. So you change the sign here. Right? Make a note of that. The conjugate of a complex number. The conjugate of a complex number is where the conjugate of a complex number is where we keep the real part the same. Where we keep the real part the same. But change the sign of the imaginary part. Double arrow. Okay. And do the other 5 from find the conjugate of all of them.
Hindi ba ibas? Hindi ba ibada? So is you no no.
What's the conjugate of this? Minus 2 plus. What's the conjugate of this?
Minus.
What's the conjugate of this? What's the conjugate of this? Minus 5i minus 2. Right? If you want, you can switch it around, right? If you want, you can switch it around and then change. How about 4? Oh, stays the same, right? Stays the same. Right? I want you to tell me something now. Look at the conjugate number. If you add conjugates, sorry, if you add a complex number and it's conjugate, you'll always get what? You'll just get E. Okay. Right, so to make a note of this, if we note, and I want you to be specific, write down what is Z plus Z star, and write down what is Z minus Z star all the time. All the time. What is Z plus Z star? Oh, sorry. This is Z, sorry, what up? This is Z and this is Z star, or sometimes they will see Z complement. Sorry, what up? Right? So do me a favor. Add Z and Z complement and tell me what you'll get all the time. Gotta be a little more specific than that. You will get that. So you will get 2 times the real part. Okay? What is Z minus Z prime? What to be? Z minus Z prime is what? 2 times Z? Right. 2 times the imaginary part by I. Right? 2 important rules to remember, right? Two important parts to remember. Right, let's look quickly at multiplication. Right. So what you say? How do you think we'll multiply something like this? Z1 and Z2. Z1 is 2 plus 3i, and Z2 is 2 minus 2i. How you multiply something like that? Anybody? What we could probably do? Expand it out, right? 2 by 2, 2 by minus 2, and so on. Right? Try it and see. Expand it out more. Not my hand, I will make it on time. Hmm? Multiply it out, remember to simplify I squared and thing up. Remember share what I squared was, right? Simplify all that. Right, if you're waiting, tell me what is Z by Z complement. What will be Z by Z complement all the time?
Now, I'm gonna see spin on front of me. So this is
While you're waiting, what is Z by Z complement? What do you think that will always be? Right, before we go there, let's check this out. 2 by 2 is 4. 2 by minus 2i is minus 4i. 3i by 2 is 6i. 3i by this is minus 6i squared. I squared is minus 1, right? So we have 4 minus 6 minus 1 plus 2i. So I got 10. 10 to 2i. Yeah? Good. No matter what Z, just use Z as this. So I want to know generally what is Z by Z complement. Yeah. So I want to know generally what is Z by Z complement. Check it and see. What is what's X by conjugate all the time?
So the guys are close. Oh shit, no.
All the time Z by Z prime.
Oh, it's just that's great. Well, this you lost. It's good, but
Yeah, choose the other X plus I.
now I you can model that. Yeah, no.
Right, no. I don't want to use numbers yet. I don't want to use numbers. I want you to use general term for Z. And I want you to use general term for this. Multiply this momentum and watch this. Expand it out and see what you get. That complex number, right? That complex. Yeah? Can I? Huh? X squared minus y. Good minus. Right? X by x is x squared. X by minus iy is minus ixy. iy by x is plus ixy. I by I is I squared, plus and minus is minus y squared. This will cancel, and you'll get x squared. I is what? Minus 1. So you'll get minus 1 y squared. So you'll end up with x squared plus y squared. What's special up here? Huh? I squared. Yeah, so sorry. I squared. Thanks. What is special about this? Huh? There is something special about this. Anybody? Huh? No, it's not different than 2 squares. It's a plus. And real. And real. Right? So you went from having two complex numbers to something that's real. Okay? So we're going to use this now. Okay? Before we do it, just do an example. Z1 by Z1 hat. Do that pass. Right? What is Z1 by Z1 hat? Look, Z1 here, right? You can do that mentally, but you can do it long. Oh, by the way, you can put complex numbers and thing in here. Get add it and you can just use imaginary I, right? The I is somewhere. Yeah, I is somewhere here, right? If you have to multiply or divide complex numbers, you can use a calculator. How much you got here?
That's all.
You should get a real value, right? You should get a real value. So there's no need to go and do all of this. Right? This formula will always hold. Every time you have Z by Z hat, right? You'll always get this, right? So you'll end up with 2 squared Z1 I said, right? Yeah, 2 squared plus 3 squared. 9 plus 4 is 15. Okay. Right, so that's how we multiply complex numbers. Let's divide now, right? Right. Let's say we had to simplify a complex number like this order. Suppose we had to simplify complex numbers of this form. Any ideas what we could do? Based on a hint that I showed you. Huh? Right? Multiply by the conjugate of the denominator over itself, right? Conjugate of this is C minus ID. Conjugate of this, C minus I. Right? In numerator, will be whatever it will be, right? It will be a plus ib, right? In numerator, you have to simplify. But your denominator, will your denominator be complex anymore? No, it will simply be what? C squared plus d squared. Okay? So whenever you multiply it, sorry, whenever you divide a complex number, to simplify it, multiply by the conjugate over itself. And to check your answer, you can also put it in the calculator. All right? So I'm going to give you one here, and I want you to put it in the calculator for me. F5?
I am
I'm Mr. Nance.
simple minds.
Right? Try to simplify this here, Prima. Right? Using the same rule, right? Sorry, same rule here. Right? Do it the long way and your calculator too, just to make sure you get it. Right? I think it has to be in complex mode, I think. Okay, somewhere here. Right now, 2 plus 3i over 2 minus 2i. Simplify it all the way. Oh wait, this class is not 3 over 4.
Yes, sure.
Oh my god, I'll type it. We'll give it to you. Right? I forget. I forgot, I said that. I'm gonna give you a little bit. Ready for what? Hold on, wait. Put a bring on the back of the as soon as. Yeah. I'm done. Okay, the sound like the sound like the one and two. But the mass. That's not what you want, but. Right, take your time, multiply it out. Right, so it's 2 plus 3i all over 2 minus 2i. Right, keep working. The factor, I'm not doing right. Right? Well, again. So you multiply by 2 plus 2i all over. Do not multiply this out, just use the rule, right? 4 plus 4. 2 by 2 is 4, 2 by this is 8i, 3i, 3i by 3i is what? 4. Where I get 8 from? 2 by 2 is 4 plus 4i, 6. So underneath is 8. And here we have what? This is 4 minus 6. 4 minus 6, that's minus 2 plus 10i. Right? And you can simplify it further. That's minus 1/4 plus 5 on 4i. Right? That's the final complex somebody. Right? Take one more and I'll give you a break. Right, so everything we did so far is just the introduction, huh?
Yeah, so we've got the start doing sometime.
Y'all done? Finish this? Try one more, this from 20, this is from 2015, right? Right, this is from 2015, have a little roots in it, so let's be careful. Oh, by the way, you got any calculator? Same thing? How the calculator give you the answer? Just like this? Try that please, simplify that all the way. Right. Simplify that, then I'll give you a small group, right? Right, Wednesday's an game as well. So we have no class Wednesday. Right, but we will have to make up the following Friday, right? Right. Well, it'll be online for 2 hours. Tuesday and Wednesday. After that was like. That's the Tuesday. Huh? Monday, Wednesday, but no class Friday. So not this Friday, next Friday, we'll make up for the class that we must. Tomorrow is not big, tomorrow is physics. Tuesday and Wednesday, the game, man. No class Tuesday and Wednesday. Yeah, no class Tuesday and Wednesday. Nah, I'll make up with minutes. Right, because 20 is not class.
Who do you think would be fine? Last one.
Hmm?
Who do you think would?
Francis. My guy, West East. I can. Another two. In nine class up?
Yes.
Seven, would you? All done? You're done?
Yeah.
Checking the calculator as well, right?
Yes, sir.
Yes, I see it. One second, guys, there.
Yeah, I see. What's going on?
Again, hey, I want two designs to show you. That's what I thought. Well, what's the color pick up? I took a color from
Yes, we are going to like baby. I said,
Can't wait till you. How big is Are you ready? Take your time and expand it out, right? So you multiply by root 3 minus 3i all over root 3 minus 3i. So your denominator is 3 plus 3 squared, right? Right. Your numerator is minus 2 root 3 plus 6i plus 2 root 3i plus 6 I by I is I squared, right? And that's a minus sign. So your denominator is 9 plus 3, which is 12. Your numerator is minus 2 root 3 plus 6. And here we have 2 root 3 plus 6 I. That's it. Leave it like that. Can't do nothing much again. Right? This is minus 2 root 3 plus 6. 6 plus 2 root 3i. That's all. You can leave it like that. Right? If you want, you can break it down a little bit further. Right? Minus 2 root 3 plus 6 on 12. This could break down a little bit by factoring 2. Right? And here you have 2 root 3 plus 6 over 12i. In the calculator, what does it break down to?
Minus 3 plus 3 on 6.
Minus root 3 plus 3 on
6.
6.
Yeah.
Take it a break down that a little further as well. Right, well, what I said minus root 3 plus 3 on 6, and here, same thing.
Yeah.
Right, so if you want, you can factor out root 3 plus 3 on 6, and you'll get minus 1 plus I. Okay? Right, so the calculator give you like this. This line here.
Yes.
Right, take a little break and then we add on some more to this. 10 minutes, right? 10 minutes. Take a little break on it online.
Bro. Yes. Yeah, it's. Yeah, but look down. Yeah. So we went for the time. But it's still not.
Right, so you're gonna. So next heading, square root of a complex number. Square root of a complex number. So here's what we need. Right? What we need here is if I gave you a complex number a plus ib or 2 plus 3i or something, I need the square root of that complex number. So basically, I need to know where's x and y. Right? Yeah, if possible. Right? So we need to find x and y. So I'm gonna give you steps on how to find complex number, right? The objective is to find x and y. Any ideas what we can do? We want to find x and y so that will be equal to the square root of. Any ideas? Square both sides. Nice. Then what? So if I square here and a square here, what can I do after that? Right. Group like terms, right? Yeah. You watch up the video. Right? So the first thing you do is you square both sides. So when you square both sides, there's no square root here and you just expand this out, right? What's the next thing? What do you think you might do? I just you said bring like terms together. Bring like terms together. Next thing is that for the left hand side and the right hand side to be equal, what you do is you compare coefficients. After you compare coefficients, you solve the equations. Solve the equations simultaneously to obtain the real roots. To obtain the real solutions only. Only the real solutions we want. Because x and y are real numbers, right? So we're gonna follow those steps. A little bit long, but this will give you a feel of what unit 2 question will look like. That's about 3 marks, 4 marks, so whatever. Right? Copy down these steps and we're gonna do one together. Good view. Yes. Can you come back, sir? Ready? Example one. Example one, there's a past paper one time. Right, so watch here. So we want to get u such that u squared is equal to minus 15 plus 8i. U squared is minus 15 plus 8i. Okay? So, you okay with that? Technically, what they're asking for? U is the square root of. That's okay? So they want us to find that u value there. So if we let u equal to this, we let u equal to x plus iy. Do I have to square both sides or that part already covered? Do I have to follow step one and square both sides? No, it's already squared, right? So now we have x plus iy squared is minus 15 plus 8i. What's the next step? No, not yet. Boy, watch. Right, so we had to expand it out and then bring like terms together, right? So we had to expand it out. Yeah, let's do it together now. But when you reach here, I'll give you a little expand it out. You start it now. Expand this out. Let's see what you got. One last time. Need to know you have number. Right? When you square this out, you'll get x squared minus y squared plus 2xyi.
Oh, yeah.
I y by iy is I squared y squared. Pretty long way. X by x is x.
Yeah, remember.
All right, you're not ready. So watch. Watch. All right, this here already. X by x is x squared. X by yi is xyi. Iy by x is xyi. I by I is I squared. Y by y is. And I squared is minus. And this is 2xyi. That's okay. Now, what to do now? Are you okay with this part here, Chloe? Next part, Chloe, is to compare. Instead of writing coefficients, I'll say compare the real and imaginary parts. Right? So the real part is what, Connor? The real part is minus 15. What's the real part here? X squared minus y squared. Very good. And what's the imaginary part? The imaginary part is 8, and here is 2x. And then solve simultaneous. How are you doing that? Solve these two simultaneously now. Substitute and work, right? Hurry up, you have 2 minutes. Please remember that we're not taking the imaginary numbers. Right? We're only taking the real part of this solution, right? Try that fast. Gonna see how you solve that. Remember only the real part. I got y to be equal to 8 over 2x. That's 4x.
Yeah.
Right? 8 is, sorry, y is that, so I'm gonna substitute. So I'll get x squared minus 4 over x squared is minus 15. So I have x squared minus 16 on x squared. Right? Multiply everything by x squared. I'll get x squared minus 16 is minus 15x squared. Right? So that's x to the 4 plus 15x squared minus 16 is 0. Right? When you go take, we get to tilt into this guy's quadratic. And when you factorize, you'll get x squared plus 16 x squared minus 1. So you'll get x squared is minus 16. No real solution. Right? This might be a little confusing, but remember, x and y are real numbers. So I do not want imaginary solutions. That's why I don't want this. Okay? That's the reason why I don't want this solution. And lastly, x squared minus 1 is 0. X squared is 1. X is plus and minus 1. So that means y is what? Y is plus and minus 4. You see that? Plus 1 in here, plus 4, minus 1 in here, minus. Right? So your final solution. So our solution for u will be plus and minus 1 plus 4i. That's the final answer. Right? We found x and y, right? We found x and y. X is 1, y is 4. Double? Next to it. Sure. You sure? Right? So you all will recognize that I did not take any solution that came from this, right? If you don't like this, you can just make a substitution, right? Let u equal to x squared. And then work it out. Copy them. Let's do our next one. So a question like that would have been 4 marks. 4 marks for and I'll combine to something else as a whole set. That's basically how we do it. But the questions are very low. So yeah, that's still something that's a bit of the might not one thing that integration and
This 3 seconds. What you usually think? I don't like it.
a little bit more. Yes, nine. Sorry, sir. Oh, yeah, child. Come now. Problem nine. This PFP up. If PFP.
Also?
If PFP up. So this can do this can put right? Let me see. You square and plus. There you get 4 minus 4. Yeah. Oh, okay, okay. So Joseph not like this one. So so if you can get y is 4, y. Oh yeah, the same. Solve the whole equation, but so not 2. So it's solve you put in like you solve the whole equation of that. Yeah, okay, plus 1 or 3. No, it's only what this class put up. We're going to factorize it and then y squared was. I would have gotten 16. Right? I was super worried though. Any more questions? Any questions, Olia? Are you okay with that? Next one, find the square root of minus. Just now, huh? Find the square root of minus 2i. Oh, wait, no, wait. Yeah. Find the square root of minus 2i. Find the square root of minus 2i. Try this, right? Square root of u minus 2i. Same step, right? Donna? Do the whole thing, come on. Right? You're doing, this is number 2. U is the square root of minus 2i. Right? Find the same. Take your time, follow the steps, square both sides, line fill, control. Right, it's square, can't do ever change, same thing on top. So always x squared minus y squared equals 2x squared. I never complex numbers to mention. I don't complex numbers. Are you done? I'm a little walking around, I think so, right? Right, there's no real part,
Listen, am I saying it? You tell me it's wrong.
right? There's no real part. But I got up to y minus 1 on x. Remember it was minus 2 here, right? So it's minus 1 on x.
Yeah.
So when you substitute, can you finish?
Yeah.
So when you substitute, you'll get x squared minus 1 on x all squared is 0. So that's x squared minus 1 on x squared is 0. X to the fourth is 1. So x is plus and minus 1. What I get up? X is plus and minus 1. Right. We have a slight problem here in the way you write a solution. Just watch here for a minute, right? When x is 1, y is minus 1. And when x is minus 1, y is positive 1. Right? So how do we write u? If I want to put plus and minus on the outside here, what do I write in here? What do I write in here for x and y? What do I write in here earlier? Yeah, correct. Well, not x minus y. You could write 1 minus I. Right? When x positive, you have negative. When x negative, y positive. So your solution will look like this. So don't write 1 plus I and then plus and minus on the outside. When x positive, it looks like this. I minus I. And here is 1 minus. So you gotta make it look like this. Okay? When x positive, y negative. When x positive, y negative. When x negative, y positive. So that's written like this. Final solution. Online, are you okay with this? Everybody okay is online? Are you okay with this? Are you okay in how to write the final answer, right? No? So when x is 1, y is minus 1. You okay with this? For you? How? Oh, because remember, and it's x plus I y. So if y is minus, what is minus I? Same thing here. If you combine them together, you write them like this. Yeah? Yes. Are you okay with that, Zachary? Are you okay with that?
Yeah.
Right. So we're gonna combine everything we did for the class. Right? So I want you to solve this equation I'm gonna put up here. And I'm gonna tell you anything. I wanna hear what you're gonna do. Okay? Right, don't go to ChatGPT or nothing, watch it there and tell me what you all think we could probably do. Think about that, no ChatGPT and thing, Right? What y'all think? Amit? What y'all think here? Any ideas?
Yeah.
Any ideas? Amit?
That's all question.
How you solving it, Amit? How you would solve? What kind of equation is this? Quadratic, right? So A is what? A is 1. B is what? Minus 3 plus 5i, and C is what? 8i minus 4, right? So how you solve a quadratic? Right? Use the formula. Minus B plus and minus and so on. Go ahead. Use the formula and see how it simplifies out. Step 1. I'm going to sit down and do the question now, boys. Who's got to come back on?
Okay. Yeah, I'm doing business. I'm business too.
Zachary, do the signal boys. Sorry, they keep this class for like 2 hours instead. Actually, we don't have to meet. Okay. Nathan, get out here, please. Right, plug it in the formula and work it out. Plug it in the formula, work it out quickly. I'm doing that next thing now, that's the one. Stefan, you finished? Nope, you don't need a calculator for the first pass. Take a time, the pattern is square is the most important thing turn out. Turn a pen charging so long. Take a pen charging so. I'll try to work it out on corner, please. We'll do these last two video stuff, right? Have this on one book. And then we'll stop. Why did I put a 16 over? So which one? The square root part is one important, huh? The part in the square root, that's very important. So minus b is, that'll give you plus 3 plus 5i. B squared is 3 plus 5i squared. I'll leave out the minus sign because you're squaring it. 4 by A by C. All over 2 by A. This is the part that's important here. I want to see us simplify that part out. I think that's all. Yeah, well, no. Okay, ya, este te voy a poner. Con mi script, that's my- You can check back and think, they might have to- Script of minus dividers. Oh, yeah. Right, so one person almost have it. Huh? Yeah, yeah, well, it's not. So, yeah. Right. Zachary, try to take out line. So we have here, we have 9 plus 30 I minus 25 all over plus 16 minus 32I. Right? 9 minus 25 is minus 16 plus 16, that's 0. Right? Now cancel, so you'll get the square root of minus 2I all over. 9, this and this will cancel. 30 minus 32 is minus 6. Where? Right, 25I squared is minus 25. I squared is minus 1. So when you reach here, here might be the tricky part in how to write it. But you're writing 3 plus 5I. What's this Sabira? What's the square root of minus 2I?
X.
What's the square root of minus 2I? That's 1 plus I. That's it. So the square root part, huh? Where I get 30I from, 3 by 5 is 15 by 2. Right? When I expand this out. Right? And I will end up with right, so you all see the purpose of that. The purpose of that long thing there is this. Right? So if a question doesn't give you that, you have to find the square root using that method. Okay? So this whole thing here is like a full unit 2 question for like 6-7 months. Plenty working. No, I said one more. 2 more. I said. Huh? Right, so it's 3 plus 5I. You are not done it all, yeah? You're not done, you gotta work out this. Three and one is 4 plus 6i over 2. And here I got 3 minus 1 plus 4i over 2. So I got 1 plus 2i. Right? So these are my two answers for 0. Right? Do it with the plus and then do it with the minus. Did I write the right thing? I write the wrong thing on it.
Minus.
And 1 minus I, eh? So we are telling me the wrong thing. So we are so any questions online? On there still? I was thinking I increase the unit from 10 and up. Line do that now.
The same.
Oh, and I have before. Last one. We have real time now.
You think of just also this.
Last one.
Sending you to something like.
Take your time, try this one. Last one, right? Last one, I'll be done. I will feel like you make one. Florida, way up there.
Yeah.
Again, the square root part is important. It should look familiar. The square root part should look familiar, right? If it's not looking familiar, check back your working. Great.
Oh, okay, okay. So, yeah, no, but there was a lot of it, like, okay, like, say, yeah, but you know, you also maybe can do like a club or side, also we did inside a program, where so this one, like, like, yeah, like someone else, something or something. But the only thing that's they feel like 40 minutes. Yeah, yeah, yeah. And they want here. Yeah, the one I did before. Yeah. That's what I so believe it. She don't believe she's saying but yeah, sorry. You should like what I get. And she was saying, this. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Just true. True. Yeah, yeah. I have a real good market. One thing. Yes, I. Yeah, yeah. Okay, I think that's up to you. Yeah, I don't think I was quite a lot.
You all done? Can I finish?
What time is it? It's fine. Like a dog. I can. I can actually.
You all done? All right, last thing, because a little bit I got it. Right? Because we have something new to do in complex numbers and well, trains are the one to that goes. We're gonna do that, we need to get that quite. Last one, I think. And one. We can do a class on Friday, this Friday morning. Friday morning. Or you all the wake up on morning.
They say morning, what time? What time mornings?
You tell me a time now. Then go now. That's the end of English class. Yes. Yeah, I want to do that. Quite next one. I forget about it. I'll just step it. Right, let's check out now, right?
Starting?
Yeah, no, you go ahead. You do your thing. What y'all got in the square root? Right, minus 15 plus 8 factor.
What is our positive? Yeah. So I didn't record it, man. Yeah, it was good. Yeah, understood. And then I'm on this way. So the next one is.
Huh?
The next one.
9 plus 12 by
Y squared.
minus 4.
Squared. Wait.
4 minus y squared.
Nine. Fine. I squared. I squared. Yes, it's plus 4 I squared. Yeah. It's plus 4 I squared.
No, I swear.
I know.
Right, we can take, yeah.
You can take.
Yeah.
I don't know, where do we can go start?
So this. You expand this?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Right, plus 12 by minus 4.
You don't change this to minus 1.
But I think I will.
No, I think that's right.
Wait. Generation. PS no. Right, I don't know what that is.
This view over here.
Right. It was supposed to be V squared. It's supposed to be V squared, but it has no. I didn't thought this, and that's why it's V squared.
It's plus 2, I know. You're plus 2, is it? It's minus B.
Yeah, minus and a minus.
Pretty bracket, pretty. It should have a. That is minus.
Right.
And now we don't.
Right, so
Now we don't.
Strict plus 2i.
Master cancel your do the plus. Nine, where you going? Oh,
See, you're gonna be that.
yeah, but I just make a mistake.
So, cara, essa é uma vila. Você pode. Se quer saber, tem como você pode.
Yeah.
That's enough.
You just see that. I'm ready to force. I still watching this. I want to.